It's another brilliantly sunny day. It's a little over 30, so I've got the aircon on. And look at this plant. My goodness, I think this guy might have to graduate to being an outdoor plant. It's thriving near the window. I got the day off to a really good start. I'm trying a new routine. Jess and I have joined a new gym, which means we're going to exercise in the mornings now instead of late afternoon, early evening, which I think is going to work better. So in the mornings, I'm getting up and I'm taking the dog for a walk. Dog wakes me up around 5:30 anyway. So we're getting out for about half hour for a walk. Good for both of us, get my body moving. Jess is going to be waking up around 6. Today, we didn't go to the gym until 8 and I had a really lovely swim. I swam 1 kilometre. First time in a couple of years I've been swimming, but I want to build at least 2 swims a week into my new weekly routine. I'm also eating healthy. Here's my lunch. Nice big salad with some sunflower seeds and falafels. So yesterday I spoke a little bit about a book that Jess and I had listened to, an audiobook called Skinny Bitches, which is really about cutting the crap out of your diet and just eating healthy again. So I'm doing my best to stick to that at the moment. I cooked a bowl last night, rice with sweet potato, kale, onion, broccolini, and a tahini dressing, and Jess and her friend absolutely loved it. It was really filling, nutritious. The nice thing about this change of diet, I'm not going to call it a diet, it's not about deprivation, but this change of diet is I can eat as much as I want as long as I'm eating the right food, good, healthy, nutritionally balanced food. It's cooling down a lot, really nice. Just been for a short walk. Jess is staying at a friend's who lives only like 600 metres away from our place. That's one of the things I love about Brisbane where we are. Jess's friends are close by. It was always like half an hour drive to get anywhere in Sydney. People were so spread out for some reason. Everything just seems more convenient up here. Really enjoying that. So just crossing the bridge across the brook to get back to my apartment. It's peaceful having this at the back of my apartment block. I'm making the most of having some time on my own to do my annual planning day. It's kind of a look back, a little bit of a review over 2018, but mostly looking forward to 2019 and setting my goals and plans. So my annual review is part of a set of cycles, periodic cycles of review and planning that I go through from daily up to annual. I have a number of aspects I look at. I look at my vision and purpose statements, values, habits and routines, finances, something called wheels, which I'll show you in a moment. I have a number of questions that I work my way through in a reflective process. I have a look at themes. I like to pick an annual theme as well as quarterly themes to focus my energies around. Then I review my calendar for big chunks of commitments, make sure that's up to date, set some annual goals, and schedule recurring routines. So in terms of the vision, purpose, roles, and what I call 3 to thrive or 3 habits that I'm going to follow, I go through the process of looking at all of these. These are relatively standard, but I do a little update and I look at health, vision, habits and routines, family and friends, money and work. So I did make a bit of change on the finances, the money side of things around my 3 to thrive and the habits I want to put in place. With not working as much last year and doing my 7 months of travel, that did eat a bit into my savings. So I need to focus on rebuilding that in the coming year. I also did quite a bit of change on the vision, purpose, roles and 3 habits to thrive around my business, my work, because I have rethought how I approach my work and it's going to be a big year of business growth for me this year. This idea of wheels, it's just around balance, around looking at different parts of your life and rating yourself on a scale of 1 to 10 and looking at where you might want to make changes or improvements. So I used to put it together in this spider graph format, but I've converted it now to a spreadsheet basically where I give different aspects a rating and I colour code them based on whether there's an area of improvement or whether I feel like I'm doing well and just want to keep it up. So I do the rating at this level for each dimensional aspect. I've got a number of different areas that I give myself a rating from 1 to 10. I make some notes overall of what's working well and focus areas that I want to improve. So for each of the aspects listed here, I do a separate rating and the average rolls up. And as you can see, I'm in a pretty good position right now on most things. So with a lot of the changes I've made in my life in the past 12 months, I feel really good about where we've landed from a well-being perspective, from just a lifestyle perspective, reduced stress levels living here in Brisbane rather than in Sydney, and most of all that Jess has settled in really well to school, made friends, and her health is a lot better than it used to be. Of course, there's been a cost to this, and that has been money, which has not been the focus in the last 12 to 18 months. So that's one of my key focus areas. The other two key focus areas in the coming year are health, and that's just general well-being. I don't have health issues, but I have put on a little bit of weight. I want to knock that off and get really fit again. And career in terms of my business and really getting my business taking off, which is tied in with the money goals, of course. Having done a review of my finances and doing the wheels positions me well to then go into the process of using my reflective questions to look back and look forward across a 12-month time period. I'll just do a screenshot of those questions if anyone's curious about them. I've had dinner, but before dinner I started doing a rough mind map of kind of a key theme for this year, which is around thriving, and some of the areas that I want to thrive in. What's least clear to me at the moment is the business area. There's a bit too much there, and I need to do some more work going back to the business plan I drafted and fine-tuning that spot in particular. But other areas like my plan of attack around well-being, my sense of discovery, what I'm going to do around my finances and relationships are a lot clearer. So that mind map is just a rough draft at the moment. So I've got that. I want to fine-tune that, make it something nice and appealing visually, as well as do a vision board for my values. I was hoping to get further with this review today. I only want to work for another hour before starting to get ready for bed. Sleep is super important to me at the moment to maintain my energy levels during the day. I'm in a good routine. I want to stick with it. So I'll do another hour on my review. Tomorrow I do have some work to do for a client that is due for delivery this week. So we'll see how far I get with the planning tonight and tomorrow morning.